Hello, everybody, and welcome to M&J Games. I'm Michael.
And I'm Jasmine. And today I'm showing you my first sandbox park called Copper Lake. And this park I was kind of going for like a modern / rustic look. So this building was the first one that I built for the park. And when I'm playing, I like to kind of embrace the boxiness. I know a lot of people playing Planet Coaster, they try to like make the buildings look super cool, and I'm kind of like, a lot of buildings in architecture are actually pretty square and rectangle. So anyway, so that's kind of my opinion on building. I just embrace the boxy. This entrance here I downloaded from the workshop. I'm sorry I don't know the name of the designer, but I thought it kind of went well with my overall theme. And I kind of just kept it pretty simple. Like, these 4 fountains come with the game. I did a little bit of customization here. Like, this is my Copper Lake sign. And then for the shrubbery, I basically just copied everything and placed them in between the queue lines. So I like to think that my parks are pretty beginner friendly. Like, I don't do anything too crazy, and I like to keep some kind of kiddie rides in the beginning. This part here, this pathing is probably the most complicated thing in the park. Just trying to make because this is a kind of a little what do you call it? I can't even think of the word, but anyway, that's probably the most complicated step in the park. So I'm going to go over here. This is my Honeycomb roller coaster. It's kind of a kiddie coaster. I guess we should ride it.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to ride. So.
Oops. Alright, let's just go to this one.
And we've hit R1 to hide the panels.
R1?
Yeah.
Oh. Plaza. That's the word I was looking
of
for.
Plaza. Well, we could show you guys too how to do those small stairs if anybody wants to. Actually, no, we'll do that at the end of the video, because that's kind of cool to be able to do. I like how you have a couple moments where it's near, like, they barely get over, so it gives the illusion that you're not quite going to make it over.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so this, this station is not the best. I'll admit that. But I thought it was still cute enough and unique enough for this ride. So, I'm going to go over to this part. This was like the second part of the park that I worked on. And it was actually kind of difficult because The game, this is like, there's like a line here where this is the end of the border. And so I didn't realize that when I made my path, and then I was like, oh, I can't actually build anything on the other side. So this is my second roller coaster. This is the Black Mamba, and obviously it's a rectangle. A lot of my stations are rectangles. But this ride is probably the most popular ride in this park. So, and also just a little disclaimer, I made this park a few months ago, and I feel like I've kind of learned from this, and I've kind of developed my style a little bit more. So just a little disclaimer on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only one train. Oh, whoops.
I don't know if you do this too, though.
I really like this single rail coaster. It's just really cool.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's one of my favorites in the game.
And it has a different sound to it compared to the normal coasters. That could have been way smoother.
So you said now that you made this one a couple months ago. So what do you think in this ride? Is there anything you would do differently if you're making this now, or anything you've learned?
Yeah, I mean, well, I definitely would make even though this is a square, I probably would add a little bit more dimension to the outside. And I'll show you in the next park. I've kind of made the squares look a little bit cooler. And then too, on the inside, what I've started doing, because obviously this comes with the game, this like blue swirly pattern, but one thing I started doing is placing those flat square shapes inside the stations to kind of cover up this part here. So that's one thing I would do differently.
You can also cover that part up by using one of the pathing tools. I forget which one. I gotta say this real quick. I forget if it's the Q one or if it's the it's one of them that if you I think it's yeah, it's the Q one. If you choose a Q thing, you can change it to be one of those.
Yeah, and I didn't think I knew that was possible when I made this.
Yeah, one thing that's always interested me that I think is so this is a really cool normal pretzel loop type thing, but I don't know why the game allows it to be offered on every single roller coaster, simply because this would only ever happen on a flying coaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those it's a cool inversion, but I feel like from a realism standpoint,
G-force.
oh my gosh, yeah, there's no way that you could do that on a normal roller coaster, right? You know what I'm saying? Just and it's there should be certain inversions that the game doesn't allow for every single coaster, at least in my opinion. And some people might dispute that and be like, well, they like doing craziness, but there's some that should be unique to a specific coaster. But yeah, so I know you skipped over some real quick. I wanted to go over this because I thought this area was really, I know you looked at it a little bit, but I think this area is really cute.
Mm-hmm.
This little sit-down area that you made. I like this little building. It's not much, but it's really, you did a good job blending that. Is that the metallic or the metal alloy?
I think so. Yeah.
And then this little area, I totally forgot about this area that you made. Was really, it's really nice, and
I think there's another little food building in there.
Yeah, it's just nice little area. There it is.
Yeah.
Little food building. All right, so where do you want to take us next?
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a little island. So we can go to this pier section. This is probably the most fun I had making this pier section. And I just feel like my buildings, I actually really tried on them. And I tried to use inspiration from Rhode Island and areas kind of in the north that are near water. They kind of have like these like bells and bell towers.
Mm-hmm.
So this was really fun to do. And I kind of wanted to keep this section coordinated and color scheme, and so the buildings are basically the same, but just a little bit different on each one. And then this is the little boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the third coaster. I think this is the third coaster. Yeah. Called Tsunami, and I tried really hard to put those letters together, and now it looks funny looking at them because they obviously are not straight. But I think I did a really good job for my first attempt, and this is obviously not all aligned correctly. But, you do stuff and you learn, and that's how you get better. So, let's ride this ride. Wait, how do you fast forward?
You hold down this.
Oh, okay.
For one of your first coasters, this is good. I mean, I think you could just bank turns a little bit more, but other than that, really, overall it's pretty smooth.
Yeah. And normally I don't use these hybrid wooden coasters a lot. So, yeah, so you can see here I tried using I think these are ceiling panels.
Yep.
And they're walking through them. So that's just one thing I would definitely do differently now. But I really like how this station turned out.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that's interesting too is I feel like everybody's had this issue when they first start making parks is there's nothing that teaches you how to use block sections or how to have a normal sized entrance but have multiple trains, right? Instead of having that really long entrance or that really long station that you have to build a whole platform for. But
so we'll just kind of follow this around here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the back of the Black Mamba roller coaster. And this section here it's kind of like an in-between section. There's people will get off on this boat ride and come through here, and then they can sit down and relax for a second and have some little snacks. And then I have my few restaurants over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So going back over here, this was another building that I downloaded from the workshop. but it was not one where people could go inside, so I converted it and made it a restaurant. I think, yeah, this is the little restaurant and bathroom and some other little food stands. And this was actually pretty tricky, trying to get everything to look okay, and then just how the pathing is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because they're getting stuck and jumbled right there, I probably should have done 2 entrances, or like an entrance and then like an exit on this other side. Mm-hmm. But this is like the little eating area.
Mm-hmm.
And this too was another building that I did not create myself. This is the little hotel, and I just added this Planet Coaster sign. Okay, is this the last? Yeah, yes. I only have 3 coasters in this. This is the last one, and it's a little funky looking because I was trying to do some different things. But yeah, let's see, what is this called? I don't even remember. The Torpedo.
Well, and also keep in mind too, this is like the first park she made, and Jasmine's not somebody who's big on roller coasters, so.
No, I'm not. Okay, let's go. So that's my last coaster on this park.
So if there was something that you would do differently in this park, knowing what you know now, what would it be? Or is there any area that you're like, I didn't do that as well as I maybe could have, or now that you know more stuff?
I don't know. I feel like this was really hard to do, to have this little boat go, because I kind of have it going around the whole park, but this part was very hard to do because I really had to see, you can see here, like I had to really terraform this part in order to make the boat to go like in between here. Mm-hmm. So, and like, these like bumpy areas, obviously you wouldn't see that in real life, so I probably should have added more detail there with some rocks or something. And then this area too, it was very hard trying to get this second boat station in here, and you can see it's pretty tight. I already had the Black Mamba roller coaster built, and so it was pretty hard trying to get this in here plus a queue line. Yeah, this is pretty jam-packed. So
one thing that she has done a lot better job of than me is doing those what are those called? The priority queue.
Fast lanes.
Gosh, I haven't done those yet. I
actually really like them because it's just like another reason for them to buy, to pay more money.
Yeah. I think for me it's like just when,
I mean, it's not pretty, but yeah.
Well, but when you watch people on YouTube, they make it so pretty, or it's like so perfect, and it's like, it's just another thing that you have to have thought out before you place the ride and before all that different stuff, right? Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out real quick, because I wanted to show you something that Jasmine did in here that is really, really good. So some of you may know this trick. If not, hopefully this teaches you a little bit. So for example, normally, you know, if you're going to build a path, and you want to raise it up, so you're going to raise it up and you want to raise it up as stairs, it goes up pretty high, right? So if in that other area we were showing you earlier where the raised path is not that high, like the stairs aren't that high, all you need to do is take a facility, go into the create menu, take a facility. It doesn't matter what the facility is, it could be anything, not ATM, it could be anything here, and then so all you do is you line that with the path. Let's turn angle snap off, and then you raise it up slightly. Hold on, let's do this. So it's lagging a little bit. So and then if you raise it up slightly, you see how it's starting to create a small amount of stairs, and you can move it back to where it works. You can move it up a little bit more, move it to the side. But what this then does is, so you see how it's got those stairs, but it's nowhere near as high as before, right? So now you can build that, and then you just delete it. And if you just delete it, the stairs stay there. So that's how you can build a little mini set of steps. And so that's what Jasmine did over here that looks so nice, is she built these right here. So instead of having the longer steps like you normally have, there are small steps and then levels out and another one again. Then I like how you also have a walkway right here. I think that's really nice. So are there any closing thoughts you have?
Can you go to like my little go-kart?
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed making this little go-kart ride.
I liked her station too. So would you want to talk about this?
Sure.
Or what do you want to say? Sorry.
No, I just thought it's really fun, and see, like, I would definitely change that. That's like floating on the ground. Those are like little things that you do when you're kind of new doing stuff. But anyway, if you are a beginner and you need some ideas on how to make your coaster or your station just look a little more attractive, you can mix up these ceiling tiles, and these are also coaster supports, which are kind of cool because they aren't necessarily on a grid. Oops. Yeah, I think these are floating too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was really cute. Other than that, I think that's it, and this is my last little boat station.
Alright, so that's it for this park tour. There's one other park that we will put up, that we will tour, that Jasmine's made, that she really likes. And so as always, if you enjoy this, make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'd love to hear your comments below. What you guys think, stuff like that. And so hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye.